following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
All right, baby, it's a Monday, a victory Monday. The Dallas Cowboys have found their fifth win of the season. You're in the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. 45 minutes of NFL content coming at you. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter, joined by two former Dallas Cowboys safeties, Danny McCray and Barry Church. Church, are you back on that narcotic? Because the Cowboys have won. Are you chasing down the bandwagon, trying to jump back on it? That's what I want to know, as the Cowboys demolish the 49ers 41-30.
What? Chasing down the bandwagon? No, look, I told y'all before, man. I got off of that narcotic. I told y'all. I got off of that narcotic. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for my blood. You know, I had high blood pressure, all that good stuff. So I had to get off of that narcotic, man. But I will say this, man. We got a chance. We got a chance, man. I tried to tell y'all, we got a chance, man. Y'all doubt as long as y'all want to, but we got a chance. That's all I'm going to say, man. I'm not here to rant, gloat. Just here to say we got a chance.
You gloating enough. You got an NFC East championship hat on. What are you talking about? You're not here to gloat.
You talking about this right here? Oh, you talking about this? Oh, man. You talking about this NFC? Yeah, you know. It's just a little early gift. Someone sent to me.
I thought you were supposed to give that away. Didn't Garrett say give that to somebody? I thought you were supposed to give that hat away.
It's memories, man. It's memories. It's all memories.
So you didn't do what the coach asked you to do, did you? Huh?
Nah, I can't do that, man.
So let me get this correct. All right. So you're not back on the Kool-Aid, but you're wearing your NFC East champ hat to insinuate that we're going to win the NFC Championship, or we just got a chance. I just want to make sure we clear on this one.
What I'm saying is, I think, like I said last week, we got a low chance to get to the playoffs. All right, I'm gonna say 35% chance to get to the playoffs because we don't control our own destiny. And what those guys are doing up in Washington, I just don't see them losing all three of their final games. They got probably the best front seven in football right now. So I don't think they're going to lose all their three games up there. And that just leads me for this. I think we're going to go 7-9 like I predicted last week. I think we're going to win these final games, but we're going to be out of the playoffs just because Washington's going to end up winning one of those two, even if Haskins is at the quarterback position.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So you're kind of, seems to me, McCray, is this a half measure by Church? Like he's got 1 foot in? Okay, it's a half measure. That's what I thought.
What you talking about? What you talking about? Half measure?
It's called hedging your bets. That's all you're doing. We feel you though. We got you.
What you mean? I admitted last week. Hey, I'm probably going to be wrong on us going to the playoffs. I admitted it. I said, hey, I'm going to end up owing McCray a steak from Nick and Sam's. I admit that. but what I did say is 7-9 is coming, man. 7-9 is coming. And y'all wrote it all off like it was nothing. Oh, McCarthy can't win back-to-back. He ain't did that since 2017. All right. This team got some momentum going. It got some momentum going, man. All right. Just saying.
Look at you.
Just saying.
Okay. Now, all right. So I'm going to ask this. First off, the win and the way they won, good to see complimentary football, okay? 4 turnovers, 24 points off the turnovers. Defense created 3 of them. How should I look at this game? Because I talked about this last night on NBC5. Do I look at it as it's wins against the Bengals and wins against the 49ers, quarterbacked by Nick Mullins? And the Bengals, I forgot who quarterbacked them. Who quarterbacked them? McCray? Who
Brandon Allen.
Brandon Allen. Okay. So do I look at it that way? Because, I'm sorry. Nick Mullins was darn it. He might as well just pointed at dudes before he threw it to you and then threw the ball. That was some terrible quarterbacking.
Man. Wasn't saying that on Friday.
He did say that on Friday. You said that on Friday, Neil. You said if they have to throw the ball, then Nick Mullins is going to throw the ball to the opposing team's defense.
You know what? You're correct, because I'm going back and I'm looking at my notes, and it says right here, Nick Mullins, turnover machine. Interceptions in 5 straight games, 12 turnovers in the last 5 games for the 49ers as a team. So when I did talk about, what needed to happen, and I did say, okay, thank you. I appreciate you, Danny, because you now jarred my memory. Because I did say, fellas, this is the only statistic we need to know. And it was 12 turnovers. And that the 49ers are a turnover machine. That was the hope. And Dallas ended up getting 4 of them. But Mullins, he was worse than I thought. I mean, this guy really is. This is a bad guy. And if Kyle Shanahan brings him back next year, I'm shocked. Because I've seen everything I need to see out of this dude. This dude's bad. And he's not getting better. Okay? He's not getting better at all.
Look, listen, I'm all for the win. As a matter of fact, it may not sound like I'm happy as we go throughout this show, but anytime you can get a win in the NFL, I will continue to repeat this. Any win in the NFL is earned and deserved if you walk out of there with the dub.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I will. Yeah. Now I will say this. If you talk about a team, as much bad luck as we've had over these last few weeks, it's some good luck that have been rolling our way. If you talk about the injuries that some of these teams sustain throughout the game when we're playing them, I'm talking about some high impact players get hurt during the game, and it helps us, be able to play offense or defense. I tell you what, when Morstead went out, I was like, all right, maybe the next guy comes in and he does the same thing, because, when you play against the Cowboys, it's put whoever in there and they can run the ball. And then the second team running back went down, and then we ended up with Tevin Coleman. And then you see Mullins have to go out there and try to throw the ball. And I was like, well, here it is. Because one thing about it, we were not stopping the run. But that injury saved us and helped us, and I'll take it. Whatever happens throughout the game, you have to be able to adjust, and the 49ers weren't able to do that, and Nick Mullins kind of buried them. But we've had some good luck throughout this season, especially these last few games.
Hey, look,
150
man, y'all
yards
can
of rushing.
call it what you want. You can say what you want. Say we played against Mullen, Beathard. You can call it luck. Saying Mozart went out. Whatever you want to call it, I don't care. The Cowboys did what they had to do, and they got the dub. Did they stop
Absolutely.
the run? No. Did they gave up 450-some yards? Yes. And Mike Nolan's on his way out? Of course he's on his way out. But you know what? The Cowboys did what they had to do. Tony Pollard came in there, showed some juice out of the backfield, receiving the ball, running the ball as well. That offensive line, I got to give them a little kudos, because, I wear on them time and time again, but they played pretty well. They kept Andy Dalton upright. They kept holes for TP to run through, and the other running back, I think his name is Rico Dowell, if I'm not butchering his last name like that.
Rico Dowdle from South Carolina.
Yep.
Rico Dowdle, South Carolina.
He was able to perform well. And you know what? They didn't get their playmakers the ball. I think Omari Cooper only had 2 catches, but CeeDee Lamb showed out once again, and he's becoming that #1 threat as this season's progressing, as his rookie season's progressing. This guy is becoming more and more of a guy, and I can see him taking over that #1 role next year. But overall, it was a great team win. Even the special teams showed up. It was just an all-around great victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And I will say this: I think Chris Jones punted his last ball as the Dallas Cowboys, because that guy we got back there at the punting, a Newfounder or Newander, whatever his name is, he's down in those things like a golfer, man. He's just checking it up right by the hole. He played great overall team.
Miss Wander, come on.
Miss Wander, that's what it is.
Come on,
my
man.
bad, Miss Wander, my bad.
Listen, my man on the Kool-Aid and don't know nobody on the roster. Yeah.
It's all right, because your boy was right. It's all good. It's all
Church,
good.
you're not gonna be able to get on. You're not gonna be able to be like Aqib Talib and get on Fox TV if you can't sit there and get the name right.
Aqib Talib. Oh man, y'all. We talking about Aqib Talib. How did he get on Fox? Can we?
Don't hate. Don't even start hating.
Yeah.
Don't even start trying to hate
God.
against Richardson, Texas own Aqib Talib. Now Aqib you will get dealt with if you mess with. You talking that he will.
You brought it up.
Church.
You brought the name.
I'm just saying he'll deal with you.
He was terrible. He was terrible.
He was not.
I don't care if you hear this or not. He wasn't.
No,
he wasn't terrible. Okay, no, that's just your boy, man. That's your boy, man.
I enjoyed it. Hey, I was entertained.
It's all good. The man was bad, but it's all good.
I was entertained.
Hey,
that's what
you and the few.
Hold on.
I was entertained.
You know what? Listen, you know what? I'm not gonna get on the key to lead, man, and his stories on the field. I didn't hear it, but I can imagine. I heard him when he was when he commentated against Detroit, so I can imagine what was going on that broadcast, and he was trending on Twitter, so I know it must have been something crazy going on.
Yeah, it's never a good thing if you're trending.
Akeem kept it real. That was all. He just kept it real. And he had on a Christmas suit. It was a Michael Irvin special. It was an Irv special.
Okay.
The green suit with the plaid on there, the check plaid and the red tie. So anyway, he's getting the names right, Church. You got to get the name Rico Dowdle. Okay, you got to get the names right here, Church. That's what this thing is all about here. Okay, it's all about
as long
that.
as I'm right, man.
Hey, Newy, listen, You started off the season talking about my man D-Law, and I told you that he was going to show up. He's worth the bread. Now, he might not have the 12 or 13 sacks that I called him out for.
No, he doesn't.
But he's been playing.
You definitely said that, though.
He's been playing his tail off for the last few games, and he's been playing amazing, earning that check that he's getting paid. Unlike a couple of the other guys that's on the roster.
About to say, he might be the only one earning that check on the defensive side.
I feel like this is a side swipe at me, Danny. I feel like you just tried to take a side
swipe. It definitely was a side swipe. It was definitely a side swipe.
And I'll simply go back and stand on this merit that I've said all along. When you get the richest contract in Cowboys history, there are expectations that come with it. Last year, the expectations were not met. And so coming into this year, I'm just simply asking for the expectations and for the player to be the player who got that check. I'm not asking for anything other than that, okay? I mean, it's the same thing that we ask for any big-time athlete when you get that kind of money is, hey, play up to the contract. Play up to the contract. That's all I say.
Listen, you said that, and then last week I heard you talking about people saying Zeke is having, for all that's going on, him averaging 60 yards a game is okay because of all this stuff going on the offense. So I'm just saying, if you're going to do that to D-Law and his 5 sacks, then you got to do that to Zeke and his 60 yards a game. And then you also got to do that to my man Coop out here getting 2 catches, 3 targets in the game too. All right, leave D-Law alone. He is outperforming the rest of the dudes that got these big time contracts on the roster.
Wow.
You think he's outperforming the other guys in his same tax bracket?
You tell me.
On our roster. On our roster.
I want you to go pull a tape here. Okay, please go pull some tape. Have I said he hasn't been worth the money? When I talk about Zeke saying, hey, I don't think Zeke is a quote-unquote problem and a guy that wasn't worth the money or a guy who should have signed him. I haven't said that about Tank. I just said that you have to live up to what they want from you, okay? That's what I've said. That's not crazy.
You said, as coming out of last year, you said that he didn't. And I'm saying going into next year, I just need to hear the same stuff about Zeke. I need to hear the same stuff about Coop, and I don't want to hear about D-Law because the way he's closing out the season, he's bringing it into next year. That's all I'm saying.
Time out. Okay, here's one of the big differences for Tank versus Zeke and Cooper. And I come back to what you have said here, Danny McCray, on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. Kellen Moore does not use these guys properly. It's a little bit different for a guy like Tank versus these guys. Now, obviously, and I said it last week, any defense that doesn't have Tank Lawrence involved in it, the defensive coordinator needs to be fired. That's a fireable offense right there. That you got a base package and you telling Tank to run off the field for the first play against the Bengals for Dorrance Armstrong. That's a misuse of the talent. But you can't sit up here and say that Ezekiel Elliott and Omari Cooper have been used properly. We can't say that. And you have to think about that when you start talking about the use of the money. I do not believe that Kellen Moore has used these two guys correctly. How many targets did Cooper have yesterday? Let me tell you. Wait. He had 3 targets yesterday, 2 catches for 10 yards. I watched a 3rd down play where he had single coverage on Richard Sherman, and I'm like, okay, Andy Dalton, throw it over here to Coop. Let Coop go make a play. Doesn't happen. I'm sitting here later on watching the Cardinals game. What do I see? I see Kyler Murray throwing it over here to DeAndre Hopkins with a dude direct on over the end zone. D-Hop went out there and made a play. Come on, man. Come on.
Okay, listen. And
you're better
now
than
that you
this,
say
Danny.
that,
I'm really ashamed of you, Danny.
because I'm gonna bring my boy Church in, because this will happen. Now you talking about Zeke and not being used correctly, and and Church has been on this too. How many times the dude fumbled this season? How many times is he giving the ball away? When you're talking about performance, you're also talking about being able to be reliable, holding on to the ball. Some of those games where he fumbled, they snatched him out. And then they let Tony Pollard get in. And if you watch the game yesterday, you start to question yourself and say, man, which one of our running backs have been performing the best this season? I'm going TP. Now, Omari Cooper, I don't understand. Listen, I don't understand. I'm lost for words with this Omari Cooper situation. He's on my fantasy team, like I said, and I'm a luckily scratch out and win. But as I watch this, I'm just like, I don't know, man. Noah Brown got in there and got more targets than Coop. CeeDee Lamb got more targets than Coop. The tight end got more targets than Coop. Tony Pollard got more targets. Listen, if you can name them on the roster, they had more targets than Coop this game. It doesn't make any sense.
But at the end of the day, we won the game. Like, at the end of the day, we won. And maybe that's the new formula. Maybe that's the new formula for us to just spread the wealth around. Get the tight ends involved. Get Tony Pollard involved. Get Noah Brown involved. Said Wilson. I don't know what it is, but we won.
How many yards do we have offense?
I'm all for it. How
many yards do we have offense?
We could have had 10 yards on offense.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
That's all that matters.
But that's what I'm saying, Church. You're not gonna win that. You're not gonna win many games that way by our defense getting 4 turnovers. Giving our offense the ball in our own in defensive territory each time. That stuff's not gonna happen. You have to find a way to be able to make long drives on offense consistently. And the way that we played the game, it's not gonna happen. You have to be able to get your star players involved. Or you're not going to win, the really significant games. All right, you'll beat the 49ers like that. You'll beat Minnesota like that sometimes. But when you get into some real competitive games, if you're not able to sustain long drives and get these players involved, you ain't going to win. It's just not going to happen. And Omari Cooper getting 2 to 3 targets and 2 catches for 9 yards. The dude needed 4 catches to break his own personal record. Couldn't even get it this game. Couldn't even get it.
Maybe in Philly.
Maybe. See, and that's the bad part. It's a possibility that the man still might not even break his own personal catch record, and he needs 2, I believe, and he still might not even do that in Philly. Don't make no sense. It makes absolutely 0 sense to me, and that is the biggest $100 million sunk to me that I've seen. And you look at the numbers and all that, you say, the dude got this many catches, this many yards. You watch the game, it ain't the same. Like Newy said, you look at D-Hop yesterday, you look at Metcalf, you look at Calvin Ridley, you look at Cole B, look at these guys, and you watch the games and you can see that their numbers match up with what you see when you're watching on the film. When you look at Cooper, it doesn't match up. And it is not his fault, in my opinion.
All right, let's take a break. Gotta take a break. Gotta take a break. When we come back, since Danny's in this run, let's run Zeke down. We'll let you continue to run down Ezekiel Elliott
soapbox
as we talk about Tony Pollard. Yeah, jump on him and try and snatch Zeke's money when we return on the Players Lounge. Brought to you by Hotels.com on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Hey there, Cowboys fans. With Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery, cleaning your clothes has never been more convenient. Simply sign up at your local store, set out your dirty clothes, and one of our Tide Cleaners professionals will come directly to your home for a totally contactless experience. Your clean garments will be returned promptly the next scheduled delivery day, so skip the errand and enjoy life, not laundry. Visit TideCleaners.com or your local store to sign up for Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery today.
Just like all of you, we at SeatGeek can't wait until we're back in the stands at full strength cheering on the Cowboys and singing along to our favorite songs again. We're using this time to make discovering, buying, and selling tickets to events in Dallas easier. Plus, every ticket purchased on SeatGeek is protected by our buyer guarantee, which means you'll get your money back or better if your event is canceled. Guaranteed. Download the SeatGeek app today, and when the time is right, let's go. SeatGeek.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
We're back with a tasty treat that's sweeping airwaves and taste buds. It's new Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda. Let's take a listen.
Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda's here. A new combo that's music to my ears, okay. Let's play. Cream Soda and Dr. Pepper time. Pour it in a glass of ice.
Ah, music to my ears and mouth. New Dr. Pepper and Cream Soda.
A delicious duet.
Back to the Players Lounge.
All right, AT&T continues to innovate new ways to connect Cowboys Nation with new and exciting game day experiences, including StarView, presented by AT&T 5G, available in stadium and for home use. Download the Dallas Cowboys mobile app and look for StarView under the stadium tab. All right, Players Lounge brought to you by Hotels.com. I'm Newy Scruggs, all-time Cowboys reporter, joined by former Cowboys safeties Danny McCray and Barry Church. Tony Pollard started for Ezekiel Elliott. Elliott out with a calf injury, did not play. Tony Pollard with 132 total yards of offense, had 2 rushing touchdowns, and looked very good. Social media abuzz is they were trying to figure out ways to cut Ezekiel Elliott. People are done with Ezekiel Elliott. They're all about Tony Pollard. Obviously, I don't feel that way. But, Danny McCray, you've been on your soapbox running people down. So go ahead, go down and run down Zeke.
Well,
how do you feel?
Let me tell you something. About it? Listen, I've been on this show many times saying Zeke deserves all the money that he got. And I've been on this show saying that Kellen Moore doesn't know how to use the guy, even coming into the season saying, yeah, we're going to get this dude involved. He out there running routes. And then I watched the game, and I'm saying, this is what I thought that they were going to do with Zeke. They throwing the ball to Tony Pollard. He running the ball, all these creative ways to give him the ball, especially the first drive. It was Tony Pollard the whole drive. And I'm looking like, you got a $90 million running back, and you said that you were going to have him involved in the passing game and the running game. This is what I envisioned for it. And then as soon as Zeke is out, this is the game plan that you put in for Tony Pollard. It was very confusing. So I don't know if it's something that they don't feel like Zeke can do, or that they thought he was, that he could do before they actually seen him on the field, or what's going on. But what I see from Tony Pollard is what I expected to see from Zeke as far as creativity and getting him involved in the game. Zeke deserves his bread. Tony Pollard got out there and did it for a game. Nothing against him, but we've seen Zeke be the workhorse for many years, and I think he still has that in him. This year, hadn't lived up to it with the fumbles. Other than that, his usage has just been off. But me, I'm just big on him with how many times he's fumbled the ball. But I still think he still has it.
Yeah, look, I think Zeke, he deserves the money that he got. I mean, he was a workhorse back for us since he's been in the NFL. But I don't think it's not fair to ask the question, has Tony Pollard looked better than Zeke this year? I think he has. I mean, so far when we give Zeke the ball, the 10 or 12 we do give him a game, I mean, it's 3 or 4 yards in a cloud of dust. I think his longest run this season has been 26 yards. And during that run, he looked like he could have got tracked down by a D lineman. So I'm not going to sit here and act like this guy is he's Christian McCaffrey, or he got all the juice. He doesn't. Right now, he looks more like a fullback than a running back. And Tony Pollard looks a little bit better than he does. Looks like he has a little bit more explosiveness. He looks a little bit better out the backfield. I mean, I don't think I'm telling any lies out here. When we see TP,
he look like Tyler Klutz.
I ain't gonna go that far.
Wow,
man. I ain't gonna go that far. I'm saying,
no, he just called the man a fullback.
When he's gotten his long breaks, man, he hasn't looked as fast as he had in the past.
Whoa.
I don't think that's an unfair judgment. I don't think that's an unfair judgment.
You call him a fullback.
I said he's looked like a.
Might as well call him the Black Kyle Juszczyk. You call him the Black Kyle
Juszczyk. Oh, here we go, man. You can't say nothing Black on Moose. This show, man. I tell you.
Black Moose.
Y'all will take
Dark
something
Moose.
and run with it,
Dark
man. When he was out there, he has not looked as fast as he's had in the past. And Tony Pollard looks like he has a little bit more juice. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, this dude, okay, but coming into the game, this dude's 8th in the league in rushing. You call him a fullback. Wow, it's a tough crowd. You guys are tough today, man. You got a tough crowd today.
I said he looked like a fullback.
He has.
He has.
Tough crowd.
3 or 4 yards in a cloud of dust. That's what we've gotten so far.
He's not better than Tony. I mean, Tony Pollard not better than Zeke, but I'm still on that. He's not better than Zeke. That's like the Juju Smith thing, right? When Antonio Brown left, you realize that Juju Smith really wasn't a number one receiver. He was kind of feeding off the fact that Antonio Brown was getting so much attention. I think that's the same thing that's going on with TP. No offense to him, but he's still not Zeke, and he doesn't have a body of work that says so either.
Okay, so what do you make of the people saying cut him or get out the contract? I mean, what are your thoughts on that, McCray?
I got the same thought. If Kellen's not going to find a way to utilize him correctly, and he's going to come out with all the creative stuff when Tony Pollard gets in the game, then you got to find a way to move on. Because other than that, you're just sinking $90 million into a guy that you're not really taking advantage of. It makes no sense to me. So you either got to find a way to use him and let Kellen Moore know that this is what we want to see from Zeke. Or, some of these people might be right that if you're going to utilize Tony Pollard in a better way than use Zeke, then find a way to move on from him or get something in return for him.
I just don't see how we can get out of this deal. I mean, he's locked. I feel like he's locked up until at least 2023. So I just don't know how we can get out of this deal. And I don't see anybody trading for him to get a $90 million running back. I just don't see it happening. So like you said, Danny, I think we're going to have to just stick with this guy. And we're going to see what he has to do next year when he gets a full, healthy offensive line. And hopefully, if Kellen is back, he has a better game plan implemented to get the most out of Zeke.
So let me ask this question. Okay, let me ask this question here. Because you guys have been in the locker room and you have been around players who've had down seasons. Would it be prudent for the head coach and even the owner, Gerald Wayne Jones, to come out and say, look, last year, Zeke, that was a bad year. We don't blame it all on you. We had issues, offensive line issues, quarterback issues, but you need to be better for us in 2021. Is there anything wrong with them saying that? Because around here, nobody ever wants to tell anybody they've had a down year. And if you somehow tell somebody they had a down year, you're hating or you're not respecting them. As the charge was leveled against me about what I said about Tank Lawrence. When you look at dudes and just say, hey, man, I need you to be better because you can be better. And, oh, by the way, what have we seen? When Tank turns it on and plays, this is a better football team. If Ezekiel Elliott plays better and gets it on, guess what I think we'll see? I think we'll see a better football team. But who's the person that can come out here and actually say to 21, hey, bro, that ain't what we paid for?
You're right. I think it's got to be upper management. I think because it's not like they're telling lies. They're being honest with them and saying, hey, look, you had a down year. And I think he even himself would admit, like, hey, it's not the best year that I've had out here in a Dallas Cowboys uniform, and I can be better. And I think that's what they need to tell him this offseason. They need to get it in his head, like, look, man, we need you to be that workhorse. We need you to be that guy once again, and we're going to ride with you. Because, look, I mean, it's all coming down to how he's going to be able to respond to this. I mean, there's two ways it can happen. They can tell him this. They can break the news to him like this, and he can go in the shell, pout about it, and just become a worse player. Or he can feed off of that. They think I lost it. They think I don't got it anymore. They don't think I got the juice, and he can go out there and prove them wrong. So I think it could go both ways, but knowing Zeke, I think he'll feed off of that and become a better running back.
Let me tell you something. Whatever room they sit him down in and talk to him about, you better have Kellen Moore and Mike McCarthy in there and get them the same speech of you need to utilize this guy the way that we're paying him. Because, like I said, it's not all on him. When you get on Zeke, you say, hey, man, we need you to hold on to the ball. The number one thing we need you to do, and the number one setback that you had this year, was fumbling the football. That caused us to have to put Tony Pollard in because at certain points we couldn't trust you in the game. That is the number one thing that you need to fix. Other than that, the offensive coordinator, head coach, they need to find a way to utilize you and your skills to your maximum ability. So they need to have Zeke, whoever the offensive coordinator is, Kellen or Mike McCarthy in there, and they need to have a group conversation. Zeke needs to take some onus, and the coaches need to take some onus on this as well.
All right, let's take a break. When we come back, there was one player yesterday that I looked at, and I said, maybe this guy has a starting role for this defense next year. Let's dive into that next. I'm Newy Scruggs along with Barry Church and Danny McCray. This is the Players Lounge brought to you by Hotels.com on DallasCowboys.com radio.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson Hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys, and your favorite football team.
Get yours today at shop.dallascowboys.com or at stetson.com.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Hey there, Cowboys fans. With Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery, cleaning your clothes has never been more convenient. Simply sign up at your local store, set out your dirty clothes, and one of our Tide Cleaners professionals will come directly to your home for a totally contactless experience. Your clean garments will be returned promptly the next scheduled delivery day, so skip the errand and enjoy life, not laundry. Visit TideCleaners.com or your local store to sign up for Tide Cleaners at-home pickup and delivery today.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Don't miss the virtual Christmas extravaganza presented by Albertsons and Tom Thumb. The most electrifying holiday show of the season can be watched on Dallas Cowboys Facebook and Twitter on December 24th. That's Christmas Eve at 6 p.m. Central or on demand at dallascowboys.com/Christmas. All right. Cowboys get a win. They are now 5-9. In this win, the defense played well, creating 3 turnovers. Cowboys with 4 turnovers overall. And I asked this question to you here on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com, Barry Church, Danny McCray.
What's that?
When we think about next year, is Donovan Wilson a guy you look at who can be a starter for your defense next year at safety?
Go ahead, D-Mac.
Listen, the way that he's played this year, I would say yes. I don't think you keep both of those guys back there, so you still have to bring in a veteran guy. He's made some plays, and I think that he has the potential to be a starter. I would still have him come in and compete, with a veteran guy and see if he could beat him out. But I think from what we've seen from him, as long as he continues to get better, he has the possibility to be a starter.
Yeah, I'm with McCray on this one. He definitely has the possibility to be a starter. As you've seen him out there flashing, making plays. And it's not just, one play here, one play there. It's been a couple weeks. I mean, it started in Minnesota when he was striking guys out there and causing fumbles. And then this week we see his coverage skills in the back end, being able to break on passes and read quarterbacks' eyes back there. So he's not just a box safety or a one-dimensional safety that you can play as basically an extra linebacker. This guy has talent. He has talent in the coverage, and he has talent when he strikes opponents, and he has talent in the run game. So for me, he can be a future starter, and he's young. And he's coachable. You don't see this guy really out there blowing coverages, making big-time mistakes like we've seen in the past. This guy, I think he has it. I think he has the ability to be one of the better safeties in this league, but it's going to take a little bit of time and better coaching, and I feel like he'll be able to do it.
So let me ask this question.
That's true. He's very cheap right now.
So let me ask this question to you guys, because when I was watching him in preseason action, and you guys, hey, here's a guy who's making some plays. But they never looked at it. They go this offseason, they go give Kaha Clinton Dix money, and they say, hey, we're going to go with Woods again, and then they had Darian Thompson. So why is it taking so long for them to see things that, I and other media people, people like Dave Hellman, people who watch this team are saying, hey, man, that guy's making plays here. How come it's taken so long for them to see what other people are seeing? And we're not trained professionals. These coaches.
It's the safety position. I mean, we all know this going back, since I think who was the last safety they paid around here? Ken Hamlin, I feel like. It's just the safety position, and this organization. And it's this organization, they just devalue that position. I don't know why. We've seen it over time and time again that safeties can make a huge impact on a defense. Look at Tyrann Mathieu with the Kansas City Chiefs. Look at what Budda Baker's doing in Arizona. And when Earl Thomas was in his prime, I mean, the safety position can have a huge impact. But for some reason, the Dallas Cowboys, I don't know why, they just do not value this position. They feel like they can just plug and play anybody in there. And we've seen it hurt this team in the past and hurt this defense. So for me, they need to take a stronger look at Wilson and feel like he can be the starter going forward.
Yeah, and then for me, I think sometimes what happens is a player practices different than they play, right? So sometimes what you see at practice isn't what you see on the field. So I think once he was able to get on the field and actually make those plays, and they were able to see that he was out there, he could make them consistently. I think they kind of threw the practice tape to the side and was like, this guy's a true baller and he can do this on a consistent basis. That's the only thing that I can see, you know, especially since they don't really let us in, you know, to see practice or get any details on what's really going on out there. So that's the only thing I can come up with in my mind.
Okay. All right, so I just wondered because I think that he's a guy that you look at, and with Xavier Woods coming up too. Right now, I would not re-sign him, and you're looking at a player in Wilson who you get cheaper, and do you go back and revisit an Earl Thomas if you're the Cowboys? Because now you have the ability to set the price you want for an Earl Thomas who did not play football this year.
No, I don't think you go in that role. I don't think you go with the very high-priced veteran free agent out there. I think you go with a lesser-known commodity, maybe a Trey Boston if he's up, somebody in that realm where they're not going to cost you an arm and a leg to sign them, but they're very good as far as leadership and being a quarterback of the defense. Because that's all I think that they need back there in the secondary. I think they got their striker. I think they got their playmaker in Wilson. I think the last key piece missing in that secondary is a guy to put all the pieces together. The guy that's back there kind of like a Sean Lee, kind of like a quarterback of the defense to get these guys lined up and let their playmaking ability go ahead and be out there and be great. So for me, I just think they need a quarterback back there, and you can get that for relatively cheap.
Yeah, and I think it really depends on the defensive coordinator and what type of scheme they're trying to run, because the safety position has evolved into guys blitzing off the edge, some guys covering, some guys free roaming, some guys playing in the middle, some guys playing in the box. So you just need to find out what type of scheme you're going to run and what type of player fits that scheme best before you just kind of go out there and just throw anyone in there, because all safeties are different. So all of them specialize in something different, and they can maximize their opportunities in different ways. So find out what you're doing defensively, find out what scheme you're running, and then pick a player that fits that scheme, because it's obvious that players don't come first defensively in terms of who fits the scheme, or we're just going based off what the players can do and making the scheme fit around them.
All right. Tough day for Team Tank on Sunday. Cowboys win, get to 5 wins this year. So Dallas went from having the 4th overall pick before the win over the 49ers to winning the game, now having the 8th overall pick in the NFL draft with 2 games to go. So doubled up from 4 to 8.
And it's going to keep dropping. It's going to keep dropping. Because I'm telling y'all, man, these last 2 games, Philly, New York, I believe we got, whichever order that is, they're going to get these Philly. 2 games. So you think they're going to end up probably picking 15-ish, 16-ish. And I don't know if Team Take loves that. I don't know if the Dallas-Fort Worth loves that, but that's what's going to happen. Well,
Jalen Hurts is going to start for the Eagles on Sunday at Jerry World. Their head coach, Doug Peterson, confirmed it. Leighton Vander Esch, Cowboys linebacker, underwent an MRI on Monday to confirm a ligament issue, but it's possible that he could play on Sunday, ligament in his ankle. So, look, the Cowboys are going to have an issue with this young fella here. 401 total yards against Arizona, 338 yards on the road, 3 touchdowns, and then he ran the ball 11 times for 63 yards, had a touchdown rush. So this is basically another Lamar Jackson type situation. And Mike Nolan didn't exactly call a really good defensive game when they played Baltimore, and that's just being kind. So, Church, this is a battle. And Philadelphia is favored in this game, by the way.
Yeah, you're right. And out of these last 2 games, this is the game that pretty much scares me, man. Because I thought we were going to have Wentz in there, but he seems that he's going to be riding the pine for the rest of this year. Hurts, man, he looks good. he looks good. And against Arizona, they were trying to bring the pressure. And he has this cool, kind of calm, collected just feel about him. He just feels like he's beyond his years as a rookie when he goes out there. He's moving the pocket. He's good on the run. And he's a lot more accurate than I thought he was coming into this NFL. So for me, this game scares me, man, because not only can Hurts, bring out the best of these receivers, but he seemed to bring the best out of Miles Sanders, who, this year, I mean, it's been up and down for him, but with that added threat of Hurts's legs, it seemed that read option with Miles Sanders has come alive in Philadelphia. So this game scares me overall. And plus, Philadelphia's defense, they still got that front seven, and that front seven can get after the quarterback with Cox and those boys. So for me, this game scares me, but I still got them boys coming out on top. We win in 3 straight. And we're going to go 7-9. Count on it.
Listen, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and continue where I left off with Jalen Hurts. And listen, the greatest thing for this dude, because he is battle tested. He's been through the Alabama, lost his job, went to Oklahoma, and the best thing for me to see is Jalen Hurts perform better than Tua, which I wanted that to be happen in the national championship, to where Oklahoma would go in there and beat Alabama. But we're gonna see it in the NFL. Jalen Hurts is out there playing cool, calm, and collected. And Newy compared him to Lamar Jackson, and I'm sitting here saying he throws a ton better than Lamar Jackson right now. We have our hands full with this. We have our hands full with this guy. Yes, he throws better than Lamar Jackson.
Look, I wasn't comparing him. I was contrasting the game plan they had against Baltimore. That's what I'm talking about with Lamar Jackson and what they were doing. So I'm not comparing the quarterbacks at all. I'm just comparing that they had to go up against a quarterback, a running quarterback, and a team that wanted to run the ball. You got another one, and the game plan against Baltimore was bad. So I'm not comparing the 2 quarterbacks at all, okay? Because Jalen Hurts, Jalen's a Q dog. So I'm down for my boy, okay? I'm down for the dog team. So
no, listen. And I say it to this extent, to the fact that Jalen Hurts is less of a scrambling quarterback than Lamar Jackson. The game is less tailored for him to run quarterback powers and quarterback sweeps than it is when you play a team like Baltimore. This guy is going to drop back and then create those plays, kind of more like Russell Wilson. After he drops back, he doesn't see it. Then he's going to make that smart decision to take off and run. Versus when you play a Lamar Jackson, it's probably run first and make sure you're on your keys and then defend the pass.
Well, Leighton Vander Esch's ability to and I've never had a ankle ligament situation. Maybe one of you guys have, but it just seems to me when you're playing a team where you've got to worry about the quarterback using his legs and as a linebacker, that could be a tough go for Vander Esch to really be ready and get down on Sunday. So they may be seeing more Sean Lee, which we saw yesterday when Vander Esch had to lead football game.
If I'm Vander Esch, man, you make sure you're healthy before you come in there. Because the worst tag you want in your NFL career, especially as early as his NFL career is, you don't want that injury label. You don't want them guys that say, hey, he can't stay healthy. He's just a rotational piece. So if I'm Leighton, man, make sure you're healthy because you don't need any more setbacks this year.
Speaking of that, do you pick up his 5th-year option if you're the Cowboys?
Ooh. That's a ooh. Go ahead, McCray, on this one. I don't know. Go ahead, McCray.
Listen, I was wrong. I was wrong on LVE this season because I had no faith in him to be able to come back from the neck injury and then the collarbone injury, and he's proven me wrong. As far as his play on the field when he's healthy, I think you still have an opportunity to see some great things from him. So it's a tough question to ask and answer, but as of right now, I'm going to say yes.
Here's my question.
Go ahead, Newy.
This is just my point on Vander Esch. When the new defensive coordinator comes in here, I'd like to really know, do you put him back out at outside linebacker when he had a Pro Bowl season, when he looked more comfortable, versus putting him at middle linebacker where a guy's had a neck issue and you're out here banging into guys? I would love to see right out of the gate, where do you play the play?
This is true. I don't think he's durable enough to play in that middle, and that's what we've seen so far. That middle linebacker, you got to be stout in there because you're taking on pulling guards, fullbacks each and every down, and And look, he has the size to do it, but these soft tissue injuries, this neck problem he might be better suited on the outside where he can use his hands more and he can use his speed to get around blocks. In that middle, you got to be straight head on, bam, every single play. And I don't know if he's built for that.
Well, and to help Newy out, I think a real important part of playing middle linebacker is having a defensive line in front of you that kind of keeps you clean and allows you to see stuff and go attack blockers instead of taking them on, 5 yards in your defensive backfield. So you fix the D line up, make sure that they're on their P's and Q's, and I think it'll help LVE out playing in the middle if that's where they have them at.
All right. But still, yes or no on picking up the 5th-year option?
Oh, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes. Give him one more year, just full health. Hopefully he's healthy for the entire year and he's able to get back to that 2018 form when he was a Pro Bowl All-Pro player.
McCray?
Oh, I say yes. I say right now is a tough decision, tough answer, but right now I'm leaning toward yes because I still think he has some stuff left in the tank, and if you keep him clean and allow him to roam free back there, I think he can make some plays just like he did in 2018.
I don't know. I don't know. And here's what to me is going to be very interesting, is when the Cowboys draft, where, if they take a linebacker in the first 2 rounds, then I don't think you do it. I don't think you do it, because even if he's a free agent, you can tender, you can easily tender a contract to pay the player. Denver didn't do that to their tackle, Garrett Bowles, and they ended up deciding, okay, hey, we saw enough from you this year. We want to bring you back on a long-term deal. So I just think with these injuries that have piled up right now, I would not do it, especially knowing that you're about to sign Dak Prescott to a pretty significant deal, and you're going to have free agent dollars that are going to be tight. I mean, just overall, your cap is going to be tight. So in order for you to go ahead and get another year out of him, I think you really got to be sure. And injuries have to play a part in it. And also the fact that you've got Jalen Smith. And right now, the contract you've given Jalen Smith, that's not a winning contract for you. So how much do you want to put into this How much do you want to put into this linebacker position? And these 2 guys are questionable. You thought these guys were trending up, and right now they're not trending up, at least this year. Maybe a new coordinator can come in here and fix this thing, but right now, I don't know if I can do it. Yes.
That's the key. It's a lot of trending down with this defensive coordinator. It was a lot of trending up before he got here, and now it's a lot of trending down. So I'm still on the fact that a new defensive coordinator or some tidies up, because we never know if Mike Nolan's going to be here or not. So just some fixtures and what he's doing, and maybe another year to have the scheme going on and have these guys learn and execute more properly. Maybe that might help them, because like you said, they were trending up. A lot of guys were trending up.
Yes.
And that has changed this season.
Yes, definitely. All right, another fun show. Let's get back at it on Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. right here on the Players Lounge. For Barry Church, for Danny McCray, and our producer, Chris Beam, Newy Scruggs. Thank you so much for checking us out. Tell a friend about the show. Tweet at us, okay? Tweet at the show and retweet it as well. We'll be back tomorrow at 2:30 right here on DallasCowboys.com radio.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.